We want them in the 12-step fellowships. We want them to be the one, as they get sober, they get recovery, and they're working and following Jesus. When someone says, hey, will you sponsor me? They're walking, they're sponsoring that newcomer, and they're able to share who their higher power is, the highest power. And they're able to disciple those people right through the 12 steps, sharing Jesus right alongside them and following those traditions. It's awesome. So we are for the church and we're for the rooms. We stand in that gap. There's a gap sometimes between those two worlds. Service. We joyfully serve and carry the message of faith and recovery, because faith without works is dead. If recovery is all just about me, myself, and I, it's not going to work. So Recovery Church needs to have service. Steps. We work and believe in the 12 steps. They embody many of the Bible's core teachings and will lead a person closer to God. 12 steps are a great discipleship tool. They're a great discipleship tool. The church sometimes will poo-poo them and no, and read them. There's nothing wrong with the 12 steps. Recovery Church value rotation. We serve with a spirit of rotation, with humility at the center of all our efforts. We don't want any recovery church to be about one person's personality. Yep. We want these to continue on past. Spirit of rotation helps with a lot of different things. One thing it does help for a recovery church is we're egomaniacs with inferiority complexes, right? Mm-hmm. Addicts, alcoholics, make it all about me. Mm-hmm. And so we don't want anyone to have little fiefdoms or little kingdoms that are going on. And so we have training and talking to them. So if you're helping with coffee, who are you bringing up? Who are you bringing up? Who's in front of you? Who's behind you? And if the person, after training and talking to them and helping them, refuses to help show someone how to make the coffee, guess what? Eventually they shouldn't be making coffee anymore. Because, no, that's not, we want discipleship in everything we're doing. Everything we're doing. Value prayer. We believe in prayer because prayer is powerful, connects us to God, and nothing good is going to come. It's not built on prayer. Right. Okay, now this one here. People from religious backgrounds, people from good church backgrounds struggle with this. The addict and alcoholics love this value. Okay? And the idea here is that we're going to choose people over perfection. We're going to choose people over program, people over process. Okay? And so, Recovery Church is raw, unrefined, and with no pretense, allowing us to take faithful risks that always almost involves change. It's saying we're going to be honest, transparent, not hypocrites. Mm-hmm. And so you're going to have someone up there who might share their testimony, and man, they might not be the most eloquent person in the world, but man, this is going to be the best thing for them and for the community, for them to share their story. It's time for them to do it. We're not going to worry that they stutter a little bit or they're not the absolute best communicator. Now, we're not going to give God an offering of garbage. We're going to help prepare them, and we're going to help, make it the best we can, the best offering they're able to do. But we're going to allow it to be raw a little bit. And the same thing, you might have someone up there who slips and a word comes out of their mouth, and it's not the most beautiful thing that you would want to hear on Sunday morning. And we might take them aside at another time and say, hey, let's work on this and disciple them with that. But again, we're choosing the person over that little slip. Recovery Church values discipleship and sponsorship. The more we give faith and recovery away, the more we receive. We cannot do this alone because we recover together. We see both sponsorship and discipleship as essential to our lives. Community. We value and are part of the greater community and therefore work with people, organizations, churches to help serve others in and out of recovery. And finally, love. Finally, we be known for our love. If it's not based on love, it's just going to be a gong. It's just going to be another program, another attempt. Mm-hmm. But it needs to be based on Christ's love. So, and we're guided by some processes. So we have these core values that are non-negotiables. They're not negotiable. those things we just gone through. If someone's going to be a part of the Recovery Church movement, if a community, those are non-negotiables. Color of the carpet issues, we have a lot of suggestions. And we also have these processes that are saying we're alive, we're learning, we're a breathing organism that's learning as we go. It's not a rigid system. We suggest that each campus strive to be self-supporting so they take ownership and they're not a burden on a larger church forever. That doesn't mean we don't give them seed money, we don't help, we don't try to do things and initially raise funds to maybe get sound equipment or whatever they need, or help get this going, but that eventually that community develops and takes ownership and responsibility for their thriving or their failing. It's a team that should be led and served by a team, not a single individual. And that gospel and recovery center, we want to look at where recovery intersects with the gospel. Where the gospel intersects with recovery is where all our teaching hits. So you'll hear the 12 steps in the middle of a message, and you'll show biblical scriptures that align with the principles of recovery. And you'll use lingo that will resonate, and these little sayings that we say, you're only as thick as your secrets, and these little statements that you'll hear in the rooms that will speak to the heart of the addict and the alcoholic.
Yeah.
We have anniversary celebrations, we give out crosses, just like places give out coins or chips or key tags. We have open sharing and anonymity. So how can you help? We need your prayers. We need your prayers, and that's not lip service. Anyone who is working in this space needs prayers. We all do. We need you to share. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe you're not like saying, hey, I can't be a part of this, but man, I need a help. And so connect us with people. Share our social media. Tell people, connect people to James, connect people to us. Let us know, man, there's this resource over here. This guy's going to really help you out. Connect. Invite us. If you have a place that we can come share and cast this vision more, and invite us to come share about what God is doing through the movement. And then join us. For Recovery Church Richmond, we're going to need everything a church needs. All the different teams, plus, we're going to need. And if you can, if you're willing to give, we're going to need some support that way as well. And obviously, we're starting a recovery church here in this area. So, I just want to thank you guys for letting me share a little bit here. I know we're going to have some food and we have some time. If you guys have any questions, I'm sure there's lots of questions, but I'll stop yakking right now. I just went through a lot of stuff up here for you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.